Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2, Chapter 9.3 Notes, Graphing Linear Inequalities with Two Variables. Our learning target today is to be able to graph linear inequalities with two variables on the xy coordinate plane. Now, we have talked about graphing inequalities when it's like, oh, is it opened? Is it closed? Which way does it shade? Is it the middle? We've talked about those. Okay, we're pretty much doing the same thing, except now it's going to be on a coordinate plane. So, things that we need to remember is that it must be in slope-intercept form, okay? And that's y mx plus b. Right there, that's where the inequality symbol is going to go, okay? And it can be any of them, okay? Now, remember that m is your slope. See if they're rise over run or fall over run, okay? And you always, always, always run to the right, okay? Always try to go to the right first. Now, other thing is, whoops, B is your y-intercept, and that is where you start, okay? Notice it's the y, it's always on the y-axis, okay? All right, now, inequality symbols. You guys should remember these are all the inequality symbols. Ones that mean below are the ones less than or less than or equal to. If it's above, it's greater or greater than or equal to. Dashed lines, if it's open, just like if it wasn't open on the other graph, it's going to be greater than or less than. And then if it's solid, less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. One of the key things I remember that if it's solid, it's if it's got that little line underneath it, okay? You're drawing a line, it's got the line underneath it. And you'll see more of that when we start to do some of these problems, okay? All right, so graph the following inequalities on the coordinate plane. First thing to know is that the y is by itself right here, so that's good. Now, I want to know what the slope is, which is 1 over 2. It's rising, so it means I go up 1 over 2, okay? And our y-intercept is 0, negative 5. So that's where I get the slope from. That's where I get the y-intercept from. Now, looking at that symbol, that's the less than symbol, which means that I shade below. And it's less than, which means it's dashed. So I'm looking at this point, all of this information up here, and I'm just matching, okay? So I start at 0, negative 5, and it's open, and I go up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. And every time I'm at a point, I make an open circle. And I complete the pattern for the entire length. You can add little dash marks, okay, and draw your arrows so they know that that keeps on going. And it's less than, which means that I have to shade below. Okay, and now anything below, anything in the yellow is a solution. And we'll talk more about that later. All right, number 2, my slope is negative 3 over 1, which means we go down 3, right 1. And my y-intercept is 0, 7. it's a greater than symbol. Greater than means that I shade above, and it's or equal to, so it's going to be solid. So you start at positive 7. I'm going to go down 3, right 1. Down 3, right 1. And complete that pattern all the way down. And make sure you go in both directions. And then with a straight edge, you will connect that line. Okay? Oh, starting at the wrong point. There we go. Okay? It said to shade above, so where I start, and I just shade everything that is up from it. Okay. Our slope is negative 3 over 4, which means I go down 3 to the right 4. And the B is 0, 9. Okay, it's greater than, which means I shade above, but it's going to be dashed. Okay, so at 9, I put a circle. I go down 3 over 4. Down 3 over 4. And then I just make sure that that is a dashed line. And I shade everything that is above. Right. Number 4. Our slope is 3 over 2, which means we go up 3 over 2. And the y-intercept is 0, negative 4. Since it's less than, we shade below. And since it's less than or equal to, it's going to be a solid line. So we start at negative 4. I go up 3 over 2. And I just keep that pattern going. Up 3 over 2. And then go complete the pattern to the other direction. Use a straight edge, sorry. My arm kind of fell off right there. And then we shade below, so that's going to be everything below the line. Okay. All right, go ahead and flip it over. You're going to do these two on yourself, but we're going to start off this number 5. Okay, your slope, negative 4 over 5, which means you go down 4 over 5, 0, 2. And why don't you guys go ahead and circle what you think about shading above or below in solid and dashed. All right, so number 5 and number 6 are all yours. Go ahead and pause the video, and when you come back on, those answers will be up. Excuse me. So there are 2 answers. And let's go ahead and move on. Now, the only thing that's different about these is they're not in y equals mx plus b. So we need to solve for y. So when I'm solving for y, we're going to subtract the 2x. So we get negative 3y is less than negative 2x plus 12. You have to divide by negative 3. So we get 2 over 3x minus 4. And why did I not write my inequality symbol yet? Because you have to flip it, okay? Remember, when you divide by a negative, you flip the sign. Okay, so now that we've got that, we know that our slope is 2 over 3, which means we go up 2 to the right 3, and the y-intercept is 0, -4. Okay, since it's a greater than symbol, we shade above and it's dashed. Okay, so at -4, go up 2 over 3, up 2 over 3, up 2 over 3, and we're going in both directions. Okay, make the dash marks, and we have to shade above. There we go. All right, number 8. Got to solve. Add the 5x because we want the y by itself. 2y less than or equal to 5x minus 8. You divide by 2. It's a positive 2, so we keep the sign. Remember, fractions are good. And now our slope is 5 over 2, which means positive 5, right 2. And then the y-intercept is 0, -4. Okay, it's less than, so we shade below, and it's solid. So at -4, then we go up 5 over 2, up 5 over 2, go in both directions, and then draw your line. We shade below, so you go to your point and make sure that you shade below that. Okay? Now, that's it for Algebra 2, Chapter 9.3 Notes, Part 1. If you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. Otherwise, thanks for watching.